Welcome back, everybody, to the final episode of Behind the Grind for 2025. It is episode 10, and I just want to take a quick moment to shout out all y'all. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here and for checking this out. Whether you are, in the early stages of the Discord, the first 10, 5, 20 people that have been here, you guys are the best. Really appreciate y'all. If you're watching this a couple years after this has been made and we're deep in the poker content now, thank you especially. Thank everyone. Honestly, really appreciate you guys being here. But what we're going to do is a continuation. If you haven't seen episode 9 yet, just going to kind of plow through, make the full session. I'm not cutting up my sessions anymore. And if this is your first time here, Behind the Grind, I show everything behind the grind for a single session. So we start with the lobby open, no tables open, and kind of just show you my entire process throughout. So our bankroll is currently at 4509. I usually just move it over to the side because I don't want to look at it and get distracted by it myself, but I always like to be transparent with how the session goes. I'm not like a full, oh, hey, this is how much money I make in poker kind of person, but I do like to, at least if we're going to talk about a session, show every hand of the session and show every decision and this and that. Like, I think it's important to actually show the monetary results. No one session is going to ever matter, ever, but this is episode 10, and maybe if we get to episode 1000, if you want to go back and track all the sessions, then they'll matter. But no one session matters. But for the YouTube value of it, for the entertainment value of it, just for the knowledge of it, and plus like it's out there, you can just track the hands yourself. But it's just nice to know. So I think we're going to continue with, probably we'll do some NL20 to start. We'll add some NL40 in after. I have currently, if you have not seen episode 9, I self-banned myself from playing the low stakes until my bankroll is at 5K. It's just a personal thing that I've done to kind of challenge myself to like really grind and put hands in. Speaking of grinding and putting hands in, today we are actually going to aim to hit 60,000 hands at No Limit Hold'em. That has been my goal for 2025, and we are at like 59,000 and just under 500. So we're going to play, about 600 hands this session. We're going to hit that goal, and we are going to end the year strong, getting ready for 2026, which, if you are like me in California, it's going to be just interesting to see how it plays out. I think we should be fine, but I'll check back in with y'all in a little bit. Okay, so already we got a great table to start here. We got, wow, everyone here's got a 50 VPIP except for the player 2 to our right who's got a 33. Still very good. So all I'm doing right now is finding good tables, finding seats that are to the left of weak players, to the left of high VPIP players. And we are going to do that. Oh, wow, this guy's at an 85. We are not turning that down. The lucky part is, too, is this seat's going to move into the BB next. This seat will post, and that's fine. It's all good. But this seat also, we're going to move into the BB next. So 2 of our seats we don't have to wait, which is great. Lucky positioning for us. This guy here was a 52, but they're 1, 2, 3 seats to the right of the available seat. So I'm actually going to close this table down, and we're going to remember that we are closing down table quad 4s. Quad 4s we're closing down just so we don't open that again in the lobby. I'm giving y'all every behind the grind trick. Scroll all the way up on the Club Dub lobby to refresh it so that we don't click on a table that may not be up to date with information. But yeah, I just was not playing very well, in my personal opinion, at the smaller stakes games. What they call low stakes, I call small stakes. That's just kind of what we've referred to it as for so long in the poker world. So I kind of self-banned myself from the small stakes until I made $1,000 at the micro stakes. So like, I think I self-banned myself at like $3,900 basically in the BR. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm not playing NL100 or NL200 right now until I, like really just build up and grind up. Grinding has always been my weakest element of personal gameplay. So I'm doing my best to just play more hands. I used to be so above, playing stakes smaller than what my max stakes were. Like, I would never do this back in the day. If I had like $4,000, I would never, ever, ever play micro stakes and not play NL100 or NL200. But because I feel like I am giving myself a little bit more of a reasonable approach to poker, I am cool to take my ego out of it and just play hugely overrolled at times. Playing hugely overrolled is really nice when you have that option, because it really does allow you to take the pain out of losing pots that you feel like you deserve. I don't know about you guys, but it's much easier for me to lose a $40 all-in, $20 on my side, $20 on theirs, versus 200. It doesn't matter how much money I have in the bank account. Like, it hurt when I was 20 years old. It hurts when I'm almost 40 years old. I hate losing $100. I don't care. It just is what it is. Losing an all-in will always be annoying. So That's just poker, though. You have to like do what you can to mitigate your own annoyances. That is one thing too. Like, we'll talking about like random things. There's gonna be a whole video full of random things I've thought about throughout the year that I'm just kind of accumulating, and then of course we'll talk about hands as they pop up. But I spent so many years trying to not feel the pain of losses, or to trying to accept the pain of losses, or to try to embrace the pain of losses. Like, whatever trick you want to say, I feel like I've tried it. Whereas now, I think I've finally settled on just the element of just being a human. Losses are gonna fucking suck regardless. You're never, ever, ever gonna get it in as a 90 plus percent. Okay, not you. No, sorry. When I say you, I mean me. I'm talking about me right now. Whenever I say you, so like for the next 5 minutes, like, when I talk about this, just know that I'm only talking about myself. I've only ever been myself. I can only ever talk about myself. But if you guys hear any part of me in you, just know that you are not alone. But basically, I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to get my money in as a 90% favorite and lose and be happy about it. I'll just say that. Like, it's not something it's not in my DNA. Like, now, say I'm live. Like, now we're talking purely online right now. If I get it in with like just a great hand, like, ace king versus ace queen on an ace high board, and they hit the queen on the river, we get it on the turn. You're a huge favorite, like 94% equity. I'm never going to feel good about that ever. Cause it's like, at least in live, I'll preface it with this. You can like see the person's joy. You can realize that's like someone who's gonna be you know happy. You can have a better chance to win it back live because people don't just hit and run so easily. Online, bro, clicking that X to just this X to leave, double up and leave, that X is quick. But when you play at a live table, very rarely does someone just like boom hit you, double up and then leave. So it's just so much easier to take the loss, I feel like, when you're playing in a real setting. But online, it's so quick, it's so digital, it's so bang bang. The dopamine when you win is so huge, and when you lose, I feel like the pain is equivalent, if not greater, in so many regards. So I'm just gonna that's the only logical and quick way I can say something that everyone has probably already known, experienced, and felt themselves. But I hate to lose when I'm a massive favorite. I really don't care. Another thing too, like, there's two things that like make me feel massive pain. I've been playing more tournaments lately. I used to play a lot of tournaments back when I was a younger poker player, younger person, and this is always going to get to me, always. But when I lose because someone makes just a ridiculous call, like say we're like on the bubble, I shove 10 big blinds, and then someone calls their 10 big blind stack with complete garbage, and they, beat my mediocre hand or maybe even decent hand. That's always going to tilt me, because it's like, bro, we're on the bubble. You could just wait and orbit and cash. Why are you going with it right now? Why are you putting us both at risk? And why did you have to hit? Like, that's never going to go away ever. I mean, once again, I'm almost 40. Average human, if you're lucky, lives to about 80. If you're lucky. So I only got 40 more years. So, and I'm promising you, bro, I would need 400 years to get over that shit. I would need about 400 years. So it's never going to happen. So all I got to do is just manage that emotion better. Just not take it to heart, not take it to past whatever it is. Like, because once again, we're talking about every session is only as important as every one session. I thought this was a fine hand to like stab once. But just it's fine, because like, we got the gutter, it's a really dry board, all that stuff. I know I'm not talking too much about the hands, but we haven't had too much interesting happen yet. But I want to just take every moment as it is, and not like, it's not life or death, it's not a huge situation. I like calling here with hands like this because, like, bro, you're getting such a good price, 7-1. I don't want to get 3-bet behind. We're probably not going to. I think this is like really close speculation right here. Like, you're good to it's fine. Because to win, when you're getting that odds, and you're getting implied odds too, like, look at the pot, there's 20 BB in the middle, so we're effectively getting 9-1 on average when you don't get 3-bet behind. Meaning we have to win this hand roughly like 11% of the time, 12% of the time to break even. I think we can win this hand like 15% of the time, probably, like with the right boards. And that's like a very tiny edge. And those are the hands in poker that I personally put in my like either if I'll play them when I have the energy, and I'll just fold them when either I'm tired, I'm tilted, like say a big hand just happened and I lost one of those 90% all-ins, I might just fold that Jack 10 right there, because I'm like, I need to clear my head. I don't want to think about it. I'm just here getting my hands in right now. This hand, basically, look at it from a solver perspective. You can break it down by EV in BB, and like they do that like per hand, and I never really thought about that particularly, but it's a very nice way to look at your ranges, and in that range, when you're calling that Jack 10 offsuit there, you're probably like plus 0.05 to plus 0.1 BB in equity. So if I sacrifice 0.1 BB in equity to clear my head, I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. That's just my thing about like kind of playing in the moment, taking it all as it is. All right, I could see bet here, but like three ways, four-handed, it's like it's tough. It's tough. Well, I guess four ways, three opponents is what I meant to say. It's tough to get it through, but like, you got the jack, you got the club. This would have been the single worst turn card in the deck, so I guess I'm glad that we didn't see bet based on a results-oriented perspective. Results-oriented, what a silly thing in life. It's so crazy because like you can either live your life entirely results unoriented, or you could live your life entirely results oriented. And I look at people and the way that they talk, and throughout their entire lives, and they you see successful people who are very results oriented, and you see successful people who are very unresults oriented. I will always abide by, it's easier to live life being results oriented, but it's better and more logical to not. It really is. It's better and more logical to just look at the decision point, look at the variables that you had to consider in that moment. And then like right here, when I fold, it's like, I don't care what happens on the flop. If I get a great board, this and that, like you can't be like, oh man, I would have gone, would have won, would have this, would have that. It's like, dude, fuck it. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's not about that. It's about the information you had and the math that you had that was laid out in front of you. And it just wasn't a good enough deal. It just wasn't a good enough deal. So like this fives right here was a good enough deal. That 9-10 suited was not a good enough deal. And you just play it as it is. And I mean, that's poker. So it's easy to do it in poker, but man, you see people take results oriented thinking everywhere in life, and it's so crazy. But we're only here to talk about the poker. The A's and then the K's. All right, what do we got? 50s, 50s, 50s. We'll go like a little smaller. I went 5x here because this guy's an 80 freaking 5. Let's get a fourth table in. Let's see, maybe even if we can. Also, weird thing. So they updated the client yesterday, or this morning, I guess you could say. And I guess, in my opinion, that I thought they were doing it for like to implement some of the California, 9-day whatever nonsense. But I was hoping maybe we'd get some better lobby filters. Of course, that's too much to ask for. But one thing I did notice is that the NL20 games, if you guys have been in the Discord, you saw us talking about this a little bit over the weekend, that were available during that promotional phase. And I think they were even available up until yesterday. But they were very like disheveled in here, and they just looked horrible. And so hopefully they're working on something. But there's no more NL20. They brought the NL20 in for like their promo weekend, and now the NL20 went away, which is interesting. Like, I did not mind those games. I thought they were fine, that they were good. I actually kind of do like having this gap, because this is like a nice limit. This is like decent money here, honestly, at NL40. So don't give people the NL20 option, honestly. Like, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. And also, I don't want NL10, like that, or sorry, yeah, NL10 to get too nitty. I think that this is like a nice, it's nice how we have it right now. I got a call here because like my price is just like too damn good. I'm getting they only made it 4x basically. So, and we got another person in. Whereas before with the 9-10, well, I guess it's a very similar price. It is a similar price. I don't know why I chose this one, but not the other one, now that I think about it. I honestly can't tell you why I chose the King 9 suited, but not the 10-9 suited. This one we have the button, but I forget the positions on the last one, so that's not a reason. Behind the grind. Part of making these videos is you honestly have to like just be real with the audience sometimes. Like, dude, I forget. Like, I don't know what my logic is, or I forget what my logic was in that previous hand, or I made a mistake, and that's like literally kind of like the point of these videos. I get so annoyed watching people upload poker videos of like they upload a 30-minute poker video. Okay, they got like 400 big blinds on one table. They've got reads and notes and this and that. They don't show you how they got none of that shit. And then they just show you like their like best 15 to 20 to 30 minutes of a session. And it's like, okay, like I understand that like that's very entertaining and YouTube-esque and this and that, but like This is poker, you know, like if you're here for the poker, like people watch poker streams all the time. Like those things are like 5 to 10 hours easy. And if you're a tournament fan, you're consistently watching like it's like a full-time job to just be a tournament poker fan, you know, just to watch those things. So we're kind of here for the grind. You know, poker's a grindy game. Like you don't just do it a little bit. Like you don't need the video to be super quick and super that. That's why I'm not cutting up my sessions anymore, just because I want to keep it all coherent and all like in one package. And just showing the best of something, I get once again how it's good for the algorithm, it's good for YouTube, it's good for this, good for that, but like it's not good for learning. It's not good for actually showing a player who wants to see behind the scenes, behind the grind, like what it's actually like to play a full session, to play a, you know, every decision. And when you play every decision for an hour plus, you're going to make several mistakes throughout that process. And recovering from those mistakes is just part of the process and part of the game plan. I think we have to 3-bet here with the 21% PFR. It's like a little too loose. And they got a 50 VPIP as well. So like, you know that they're not opposed to calling with bad hands. Here we get multiple callers, we open and we get dunked into, miss the board completely. Pretty easy fold. And then here we get played back at. I think that it's an also easy fold at this point. Like, you know, we raise to get calls, we don't raise to get 4-bet. You raise to get called, not re-raised. I'm not gonna front. I did not even see this player in here. I thought it was just these two. I did not even see this guy in. And so their 48 BB 4-bet is like extra bad at that point. I don't really call here. I'd like to call here. They have like the exact same stats, bro. That's funny. Okay, a little bit different. Yeah. It's fine. I'm gonna fold. I just wish I could. Ace 10 suited we call, and like maybe ace. I mean, ace queen offsuit is definitely a call, but like is ace jack offsuit a call? Oh, it's a tough one there, bro. Because like this guy's a fish, but this guy's a reg. He made it to 2 BB, but he only made it 4 BB. You know, as in like I expect a reg to typically make it a little bit bigger when they have like a decent hand against a fish, but then again, people do suck at this game. Like if a 57-20 opens and you have a good hand, don't make it. And they make it 2x. Do not make it like if they make it 2 BB, don't make it 8 BB, bro. Like that's insane. If you have a good hand and they open 2 BB, you make it like 15 to 20 BB minimum because they're not folding. They hate folding. So, and you play exploitative face up against these players. Like that's how you win money in these limits. That's not even how you win money in these limits. That's how you just like decimate these limits. The way that you win money in these limits is just by playing good solid poker. The way that I consider, you know, a win rate in this and that is like your first, like say 5 to 10 BB per 100 at a particular limit is you winning. Then like, you know, the next 10 would be you like really getting a grip on it. And then like anything after 20 is just like you completely crushing the limit. And the way to completely crush these limits is to just destroy the fish. Go beyond unreasonable plays, open yourself up entirely to being exploited by good players when they do have good hands. Just simply try to get out of the way as quick as possible when that becomes a reality. And I do this by virtue of, you know, a lot of big bets, a lot of thin value bets. And the better players will tell you. They will tell you when they have you beat. So like right here, this is it. This is exactly the scenario. So like, I think most people here would go like maybe like, I don't know, check or 6x or 7x or whatever. We're going to go 15x because the good players here, where are they? There's none of them, by the way. But like if this guy if this guy is like, hold on a second. Well, A, that's terrifying, but they gave us odds. Now, this isn't it's really fun. Now, this person did this. That is equally as terrifying, but it's more expected. Whereas this is kind of like, oh wow, they just kind of happen to have it. If they lay the trap, you know, it's kind of they told us bright and early, and they gave us a really good price, and we are very lucky so far. Let's see if we can hold up our luck. But most of the time, when someone makes a 3-bet there, they make it like, you know, 3x, 4x, and you just easily get away. If they make it min, okay, I guess you have to call. They make it min, you have to call. If gentlemen over here, damn, I was really hoping they would have called. We're just going to call them down because on the off chance that they're bluffing, we are going to give them a chance to bluff. So we're just going to go check, call, check, call, check, call. They're probably just going to jam the turn, though, if they actually do have the double A's, which is what I'm suspecting, you know. So we have to dodge a ace, 7, or 4 on the river. Nice river. Snap check. Snap call. The tees. They min 3-bet with the tees and then went with it. I think The only adequate reaction in that moment to that person's play is, what the fuck? That's it. That's all you can say. Because like trying to get inside the mind of a player like this, it's what do they say? It's a fool's errand. I believe that's the phrase. It's a fool's fucking errand because that shit is, there's no logic to be found. There's no like because just to humor the situation for a single fucking moment, why not check back the river? Like, what in God's name are you doing at least on the river? Like, what does that bet accomplish? Like, are you bluffing a jack? Are you value betting against something worse than tens? You'll never know. You know why you'll never know? Because they don't fucking know either. We made it a really big raise before the flop. We made it 15 BB. They had a decent hand. They had no clue what to do with it, so they clicked the raise button. They got a board that they didn't really know what to do with either, but it didn't have an ace on it. Okay, no ace, that's pretty good. And so they just kind of like kept clicking buttons the whole way, and they didn't know when to stop clicking buttons. And I guess my really fast check on the river maybe had something to do with it. I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you, but that is the least logical thing you're really going to see in this game, and you can't try to put logic to illogic. So don't waste your time. You'll see a whole bunch of stuff like that in the game. Damn, bro, we're just getting all of our stuff cold called, aren't we? All right, whatever, bro. It's fine. These guys just don't care, huh? We really got to bring the value, I suppose. I mean, but our hand probably is ahead of their ranges, bro. I swear to God. Like, I don't even feel like I chose a bad hand. I don't even feel like I chose, like, I'm not like bluffing here. Like, this was a value 3-bet. So I don't know. These people are just hilarious in these stakes. I check called the 2 BB bet on the flop here. I wasn't really planning on continuing, but like it's so small. We have the gutter, we have the over in the ace. Like I don't consider the 9 an over when it's our one liner to the gutter. Here we just got completely nothing on the board. I forget if I clicked the reload button already. If you drag the reload button up to the max, it'll stay there after a recent update. So I always try to do that. Ooh, let's go with like a 5 BB bet fold, which is nice because then when they have the club, they raise and we fold. When they have 2 pair or a worse straight, they call and we win. It's actually a pretty face up and easy spot to play. Like it's so easy / obvious that this person has a like, I mean, I guess there's a reality, there's a world. There's a reality, there's a world, but like in which one, bro? In which one? And they make it 3x on the bluff? Like, I don't know. That'd be very ambitious. That'd be very ambitious. Like, that's a high level bluff amount, I would say. Like, that's a leveling bluff amount where you go to the point of, why did my opponent make it so small here? They must have it. And to have that work, you need someone to then also say, I'm going to fold my hand. Which not everyone does. Like most people can say the first part, oh, they made it 3x on the river. People don't bluff here. They probably have it. Call. Like that's what you see in these limits. Like call with top pair, call with 2 pair or whatever. So for them to do that just 3x, like it's gotta be value. Now if they go really big, then it polarizes a little more. But bro, like I try to pick off bluffs with these limits all the time, and I swear it's like one of my another errand of the fools, I should say. It's another errand of the fools. Like these players don't think like that. You know, when like the best bluff cards on the river come in, like they don't take advantage of them. The amount of times I've checked to someone out of position and they've checked back air on like the perfect bluff card, all draws that they had miss, so they've got like completely no equity, and it's like, damn, you really were cool to just lose there. My check call was like complete garbage because their check back range actually does include like all their air. They're only betting when they actually do have something. So some people really are like that, and you just have to be careful of them. We're at higher stakes. People get like, I don't know if it's like embarrassed or whatever, but like people just don't check back their complete air. Like they're just not as willing to show down nothing, you know? Damn, dude, this table got yeah. It's gonna min raise. This table got balls. We're gonna leave this table here. All right, I am at. Oh yeah, I meant to check. We are at 59,575, and we are gonna get to 60K today. Right now, this video, final session. What, the Quadzilla on the river? Yo, homie's gonna. I mean, if this was for his whole stack, you know, he'd be on Reddit later. So, bro, Greg, can you believe it? I had a full house. He had a full house, and then my full house lost. That's what you'd see. And it's like, yeah, that's never happened in poker before, dude. But it's always, you know, even as someone who's played as many hands as I have, it's always going to be exciting to see a statistical anomaly. It's always going to be exciting to see the one-outer, because it just doesn't happen that often. It's a shiny Pokemon. I mean, hell, shiny Pokemon's way less likely than that, but not really, I guess, if you think about it. Like, the total hand, it's just in that one situation, the one-outer. All right, what do we got here? We got big draws, big hand. So what does that mean? Big bet. And when I say big draws, it means big draws are available. Big draws are available. So we go overbet here. The amount of times that this overbet here gets called by raw diamonds, like literally like 10 deuce of diamonds, I swear, like all day, every day. All day, every day. So if you're like, why'd you blow him off the pot? He could have called you with a draw. Like, trust. I didn't blow him off the pot. He just didn't have shit. That's the situation right there. Oh yeah, so we leave this table here, and I'm at least gonna min raise this situation here, but I think we'll go 3x. Just because the players are a little worse in position, or that we're in position too. And now we really got to crank up. If we're gonna get to 60k hands, we got to do that at 4 tables at a time. Although behind the grind, you know, I mean, I hate to talk about it because it's like silly and weird and like a little gross, I guess. I don't know, like we're all humans. But like I do have to use the restroom real quick. Been drinking a lot of water. And it's, you know, breakfast time, drink a lot of coffee. But I've got to run. It'll take me 2 seconds. So what I'm gonna do is my normal routine, as you guys know, which is just run and run back. But now that I'm only down to 2 tables, and then also I wanted to grab the puppy. She's done eating her. Oh, she's sleeping. Never mind. She's sleeping. She can stay down there. So we're gonna play this last hand here that we've been 3-bet on. I mean, it's like this shit sucks, bro. Because it's a small 3-bet, but this guy has such a small stack. Thank God. I just didn't want him to reshove. That's the only thing I didn't want, is him to reshove. So I'm gonna fold this hand here, and then we're gonna be under the gun the next hand. So we're gonna fold that. And also too, this is a really good site to do this. If I miss a hand, if I get folded out, timed out, that's fine. I don't get sat out. So I'll be right back. Mute. And we're back. And we wash our hands. And we're back, and we wash our hands. That's a win right there. I'm gonna grab a protein shake because I am very hungry. I could have raised the 5-5, but it's like, nah. You raise the 5-5 when you're like, I've been sitting here all day and I haven't done anything. I'm gonna raise this hand. Like, that's the perfect situation there. But like right here, we don't need any of that. BRB. All right. Got protein. We got water. Still got a little coffee left. Let's get to grinding. Let's get to grinding. Did not mean to click on NL2. But you know what? Let's click on NL40. See if we can get any seats in a slightly bigger game. Last time I self-banned myself from the small stakes games, I limited myself purely to NL10. What do we call this? NL10? Yeah, NL10. But this time I gave myself all the micros available from 2 to 40. I don't really play 2, but I didn't want to like restrict myself. You know, like what if I wanted to play 2? Playing smaller stakes, like the smallest of stakes, is really nice for the just the element of getting hands in. And sometimes you just need an easy day. Sometimes you just need an easy win, you know? Sometimes you just need to like play against people who fucking suck so you can whoop their ass, you know? That's all I can really say. Sometimes you just need to beat up on some noobs. Sometimes variance beats you down so hard, you need to return the pain to the newer players, and that's just the pyramid scheme of poker. Sorry. I mean, really, that's like the pyramid scheme of online gaming in general. And gaming as a whole, you could call it. Like, the weak will always be fodder for the experienced. Like, I don't see any huge marks here, but I see a ton of just, like, terrible players, so it's like, why not, right? I guess, you know, like, don't be picky at this hour. It's not even noon Pacific. It's just under. Okay, so this is. They have, like, no money. If they win this pot, it's a way better set. Oh, especially if they. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Take it. Because they just won 114 BB. So, or 110, I guess, sorry. So now they're a target. 60 VPIP is fine. 3 BB. Not 30 cents. 3 BB. Alright, cool. Let's see. Big donk. Everyone calling except for me. Probably. Oh, well, we can still play this table for a little bit. I love playing shorthanded. It's just we don't typically get the opportunity as the tables either fill up or they break apart. 90k hands. Wow. Wow. 90k hands. It's always cool seeing how many grinders there are on the site. There are a lot of people who have played a lot of hands on the site. A lot of people in this world play a lot of poker. It's kind of there's always more poker players out there than I think. There's always more poker players out there than I think. Because it's kind of hard to track, you know? Like, you never know how many people that, like, say, are at the casino. Like, you know how many people are on the wait list, but you never know how many people that are, like, at blackjack or at the slots that are, like, ready to walk over to a poker table. You never know how many people are at their house ready to just, like, go over there. Whereas, like, sure, on an online lobby, well, not on this one, I guess, but they used to show us the population. Like, I bet if you go on PokerStars, they still show you how many people are, like, logged in on the site at once. Really? I go 5, you go 20, and then you call. Well, this is going to be a snap shove. Just going to give it a moment. Although we are not, like, happy, obviously. I mean, this guy, dude, this is, like, one of those spots where I just refuse to give a shit at NL20, okay? I refuse to give a shit. Where the guy's got an 11 PFR, so, like, he should, in theory, be quite narrow here. But, you know, ace king suited doesn't do great against a narrow range. It's like flipping against most of it and not really dominating a ton when we actually do get all in. But at the same time, NL10, you know, who knows what the hell this guy's doing here? Who knows what he's doing? I would have made it a better number, by the way, instead of just, like, jamming if I, you know, but, like, he only got 85 BB, so, like, it really doesn't matter. But I probably would have made it like 50 BB if I had the time to. Just because that actually does allow him to feel like, oh no, I'm committed with my ace jack suited. You know, like something that is losing to ace king and ace queen a lot when we go all in. Something about an obviously committal all in, or sorry, an obviously committal all in style bet of, say, 50 BB right there when they've only got 85 behind is still, in a weird way, and I can't explain why, psychologically not as scary to these people as just going all in. Like, I don't know if it's the big all in. I don't know if it's the fact that I put all of my chips in and instead of putting in a smaller portion. I don't know what it is, but psychologically, I've noticed that I get called more when I make it a committal number that's, like, basically all in rather than all in itself. So take that for what it's worth. Completely anecdotal evidence. But yeah, so my goals for the next year are gonna basically be to play a lot of live in comparison to how much I did this year. You know, I played actually a fair bit of live back when I was in Massachusetts / New England. But now that I am down in LA, I thought I was gonna play more, like, instinctively, but I just like, you know, chilling at home with my puppy and all that. I know I've talked about that a million times, but I do need to get out of the house and go try to play live more. I want to try and get live, not like live footage, but live content. You know, like, I write down all my hands, and not all my hands, but I write down all my interesting hands that I play when I play live. So I will have plenty of data to, you know, discuss with all you about my experiences. And then, you know, if I try, you know, I never really cared about building this channel before, but if I try to build this channel, then I'm sure we can get a couple of media passes to the casinos that allow it. It seems like that was a, you know, an accessible enough thing for the average person who is making content. Well, this is bad because this person might come over the top again. Ooh, they don't. Okay, cool. All right, so 15 BB, 55 in the middle. This person's almost certainly not coming back over. I think you gotta call here, given how deep we are with like the PFR. Yeah, I think we gotta call. Mandatory. Snap fold, miss the flop. So like, I'd like to make some videos where like, you know, I simply talk about my experiences, talk about the casinos I play at. I don't know if it'll help or hurt me talking about like, that I'm a local in the area and that I like to play at other places, but I will try to focus playing more at the places that I'm trying to earn a media pass at, which would be the Lucky Lady and Hustler Casino. So I will, and I've heard that they're both great places to play, and I've been checking them out recently on Poker Atlas regularly. It's just, I feel like the Lucky Lady doesn't have the games really available to play. Like there's just not a lot of poker going on down there. Like right now, if I looked, I would be surprised right now. You know, it's once again barely noon, not even noon on the Pacific. Like he made it 10 BB, bro. It's so big. I just don't feel like calling that. I really don't. I'm not gonna set mine for. I mean, I could, but like I just don't want to. I'm just gonna put it that way. I could, but I really don't want to. Here I will call. Give me a great price. We're in position to them. We don't have the absolute position, but it's still like a decent enough spot to play a multi-way pot. And yeah, so at least I'll try to say like, you know, play a lot at the Hustler and get some hands that I can talk about. So we'll talk about those. We'll play at the Lucky Lady as much as possible. They have like their stream game seems to be open to the public, and because it's not like all whole cards shown in this and that, it'd be much easier for me personally to play. So maybe I'd play on that if it was available. But yeah, I'd love to get myself out there a little more in the live poker realm, simply because, I hate to say it, but there's just way more money to be made in live poker. Way more money to be made in the live poker. The other element that I can talk about, I guess there's two more things I can talk about. Like one, I was going to try to avoid this upcoming year, but maybe I'll let myself indulge a little bit and try to learn a little more and like use it as my way to mix up a little bit here and there. But man, it's hard for me to say completely no to PLO. Like I don't like PLO compared to Hold'em. Like I don't think it's as fun of a game. I just think that the no limit element of Hold'em is truly the enjoyable aspect. Like sure, having less cards is not as fun as having more cards, but having more bet sizes is fun for me. Like especially preflop, I don't like being so limited to my bet sizes preflop. I like kind of really juicing up the pot when I see a bad player. Like right here, I could not make this raise in PLO, and that would annoy me, you know? So I want to be able to do what I want to do, basically, and PLO is just a little too restricting in that. But it is still a fun game. It's fun to mix it up from time to time, you know, just to play something different. So I will play some PLO in 2026. Initially, I said I probably wouldn't. But the one that I want to talk about a little more and focus on a little more and like actually enjoy a little more is tournaments here. In fact, let's check it today. Is it still 100K? That missed, bro, the 33K, or sorry, the 33 buy-in, 100K bounty mystery, or 100K guarantee mystery bounty buy-in that we've been playing the last couple days. That is a great tournament. That's like insanely fun. I've been talking about it in the Discord with anyone who's willing to listen. And here I have to move this over a little bit just to see the times because it begins at 5 our time. Click it. Yep, it's still at 100K. Amazing. It's amazing. All right, I didn't have time. Sorry. Jeez. If you don't have time and you want to raise the hand, just min raise. That's my theory in poker. Just min raise. Now, while it does induce some 3-bets for sure. I mean, keep that in mind. You can always use that when you have a good hand. If you know players like to re-raise when you have a small raise size. But hey, this guy got raised back, and there's nothing we would have done against any of this action anyway. So it probably saved us money in the long run. You know, if we make it 4x or 5x, you know, they'd probably still raise and then maybe even get 4-bet. But this tournament right here, 33 bucks, 100K guarantee, mystery bounty phase at level 15. If this like every night, it's basically been like at least a $9,000 mystery bounty first prize, and every night the mystery bounty is bigger than the actual prize of winning the first place in the tournament. So you can basically win the tournament in 15 levels. Like, you know, at hand 1 on level 15, you can win the tournament, technically. That format is insane. That draws a lot of people. This used to be a 40K guarantee, you know, at its lowest. You know, at its highest, I've seen it at 70K pre-mystery bounty structure. Post-mystery bounty, because I believe it's only been the MB, we'll call it MB structure. I believe it's only been MB for, like, from what I don't check it every day, every week, and this and that, but it can't be more than a month. I think maybe only a couple weeks. But the prize pool has been massive on it, and it's been a lot of fun to play. It's been a lot of fun to play. It feels like such a video game when it gets to the MB phase, because every person who gets knocked out, you get this little moment where everyone stops and you watch and you see what the winner won, and it's like very exciting. Very exciting. Hard to fold here, bro. Hard to fold here to a button opener who's making it like, you know, 4x. Oh, I really want you to fold here. It's like, yeah, you probably ain't got nothing, dude. Like, I know you only got a 12 PFR, but they're on the button. And that's the thing. Like, people still grow a pair on the button. I'm going to make it $1 here. Either they got a real hand or they're just really pretending. But we have a perfect check call hand, so it doesn't really matter. And we get a perfect check call opportunity on the turn because we picked up equity. So we don't really have to even make any decisions on this hand. Like, this hand literally plays itself. 20, we're going to call again. Like, of course, we could consider raising, but no, it just doesn't make... It's not worth it considering how much equity we have in the... in, like, the raw draw itself, you know? And, like, while we don't really beat many bluffs, you know, we beat every king eye bluff, you know, now we have to fold. But we were getting plenty of chances to win. I don't really feel the need to... Actually, yeah, sure, we'll check. AJO. To bet 30 BB on the end with AJO is actually kind of interesting. I don't know what... Like, see, once again, were they bluffing there? Were they value betting? I did briefly mention it on the turn. It's like we could have check raised the turn. We do pick up equity. It's a nice spot to mix up your, you know, once again, like a turn spot like that is a very under bluffed spot. So when you do want to bluff with it, you know, choose a hand that has an insane amount of outs. Never hurts. But one, you know, I also thought that they had a pretty decent hand at that point. We're flipping a lot of random 2 pairs today, which is not something that you commonly do. Unfortunately, they probably aren't going to have much. We're going to put in a big bet on the turn. A lot of draws. And just I watch them call with like some random nonsense here. Like, I swear to people call, like, dude, I swear people call with the most random stuff against overbets on the turn. And it's like, you wouldn't think they would, but they do. And I'm actually going to check call the river because so much stuff bricked out. And I want to try to earn more equity from their missed whatever. Wow, they actually got there. And that's how much they bet on the river. And that's how much they bet on the river. We got them to call a near 2x pot bet on the turn with a open-ended straight draw on a flush draw board. So don't ever tell me that they're not going to call with a flush draw there. Don't ever tell me that. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, annoying, but whatever. Like, can't do anything other than just fold here to 77 BB. But I will consider playing this tournament today. I've played it pretty much like most days last week. Played it yesterday, didn't do well. Played it the day before, did decent. Played it the day before that, played it the day before that. Got 26th out of 3,900, which is pretty cool. But only got like 1 bounty, so didn't really make that much off of it. But depending on what I am doing today, you know, I have to do some chores and such. And I only like to play this tournament when I can buy in at the very beginning phase, because I think that getting that value of, like, your full stack's worth, you know, you get 8K chips to start, and playing, I think it's, you get 160 BB to start the tournament, and then after the first blind level goes up, like if you don't really play much, you're at about 100 BB. I like to have that 160 BB period to play. I like the 100 BB period to play before it goes down to like 80, before it goes down to 70, 60, all this and that. Like, I like playing. It's only 20 minutes, you know, you only get like, what's that going to be? Like 30 hands at best. At best, not even 30, no, like 25 hands at best. 20 minutes on these 2 levels where you're like considered deep, you know, 100 plus BB deep as a default. So don't deny that, you know, 20 minutes, 25 hands, like you could do some damage in 25 hands. Like, you're not going to gain like a ton of equity, but I've definitely had a few instances in those earlier rounds where I've, you know, played basically some ring game style poker, and you win some good pots and you earn a little stack. And then if you lose those hands, it's like, fuck it, you know, the late game, you know, the shove phase, the reshove phase just kind of happens earlier for you because you lost those hands. And if it's early enough, you can still rebuy. So it's a good format. I'm really enjoying it. I don't care about anything other than stacking an ace here. I guess getting value from a flush draw would be nice. All right, I think we can still get value from an ace, but we just have to be careful. What you thinking, big guy? I think we go like raise fold here, honestly. Yeah, raise fold. Quick raise fold. Don't give him time to think. If he goes quick raise on top of us, it's like, yeah, then you, oh my God, right? Then we know. Right? I said raise fold. That was my gut. My gut said raise fold. Bro, these people fucks. I was gonna say, they fucking suck so much. They fucking suck so much. What do y'all think? I think raise fold is the play. I think we got to stick with our guns. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Got to stick with our guns. Raise fold, quick raise fold doesn't give them time to think. So when he does shove over us, you got to assume they got it, and you got to assume that they call with ace X, because I guess like ace X of diamonds could shove there too a little more comfortably and confidently, but nah. And I don't think we're getting anywhere near the right price. We've got queen, 9, king, and ace as our outs. So that's basically like 10 outs or so. And they make it yeah, it's just too much. It's just too much. 221 on top of it. Just way too fucking much. I don't know why I consider that, because I was just stuck in the moment. I didn't want to let go. I was just stuck in the moment and didn't want to fold. Trying to convince myself or like look for any reality in which we could continue. I do not like folding like near even the bottom of the top of my range in the micro stakes. I do not like folding, just because like you've seen earlier today, say like with the ace jack, that guy betting 30 BB on the river, like what the fuck kind of bet is that? Like, is that value bet or bluff? Like, who knows? The guy with the pocket tens earlier who just like 3 bets and then bets all 3 streets on the jack king high board, like who knows? So a lot, like when that happens, it's like, who knows, man. The 3 flush getting there, like bet small, call on the flop, bet small, 3 bet over a raise on the turn. It's like, man, if that's not a flush, when the flush card gets there, if that's not a fucking flush, because if they were overzealous with an ace, why wouldn't they be overzealous with an ace on the flop before the diamonds get there? You're telling me that they're gonna wait for the diamonds to get there and then get all in with ace 4 offsuit? I don't think so. I don't fucking think so. So you just gotta stick to your guns, even though it is a pain in the ass, because they could still bet that 3 BB on the turn with an ace. Absolutely could. I just don't think that they jam with it. I think like there's always a turning point in the hand, and I think that was it right there. I think like once they jam over our raise, or even 3-bet at all, really, it's just too much. It's just too much confidence in one situation. And our hand just barely crosses that threshold. What flush did they have? They had jack high flush? I'm just curious. I'm thinking, I'm like, well, what flush do we call there at that point? They had jack high flush. What flush do we call with there at that point? That's kind of funny. Look at this in the hand replay. These guys are, this site is so like silly. Their cards are red, even though I'm playing 4-color deck. Oh, ClubWPT. 60-ish% VPIP on this player here. I've played with them a couple times before, because it's like, you remember people. But yeah, when an 84%er is telling you what they have, just believe them. Just believe them. They're not tricking you. They're playing straightforward face up. I'm guessing they have nothing when they're betting this small like this. All right, we're gonna let them have it. I want to see if my read is accurate though. I'd love. Oh, you know, I can't check again because it goes up every time. We'll check next time. It's a it's like a reasonable size pot. But no, they do seem to be a pretty straightforward player betting. I mean, betting small in the turn when they hit the flush, I guess, is a little tricky, but they're letting us know, I would say. I'd be very surprised right there if they didn't have something decent, but I've been surprised before. I mean, they just saw us make a big fold, so who knows? And I'm saying just saw us as in, like, when you tank and you, like, click the timer button there, they don't even have to click our hand to see. Like, it's pretty obvious that we had an ace and that we just didn't want to call. Everyone checked. We're going to overbet this turn because everyone has checked so far. And even though it's a flush draw board with a straight available, or it's a flush board, it's a available flush, available straight, I'm still going to overbet my set for value because that's how many draws are out there. Simply because of how much action has not been, you know, on the board. All right. We are probably closing in on 700 hands. Closing in. So we still got about 330 hands left to play before we were at 60K. And we've been recording for an hour already. Wow. It's going to be a lot of poker for y'all. It's going to be a lot of poker to end the year. Little FD. We can bet twice, I guess. When I go to bet twice, I like to bet a little bit smaller on the first street, just to keep in some weaker hands that allow me to bluff them out on the second street. I mean, dude, I don't know if I can bluff any of them anymore. Like, one of them's gotta have a queen, right? Yeah. One's gotta have a queen, right? Check raise his flop here. When they make it only 2 BB, really? That's wild. That's wild that they bet that much with the ace. I'll try to make it seem like I'm really bluffing because they made it such a silly small amount. I have just a 10. Oh no, you called. I'm just gonna bet and then maybe like overbet river, I guess. Maybe OB. Well, I guess it wouldn't. Yeah, it would be an overbet. Overbet / get our reload top or our reload locked in on the off chance that they do have diamonds. Can we fade the snap? They don't have diamonds. Just trying to make my hand seem bluffy. Like, why would they bet so much when the flush gets in? 2 to 10, can't quite call. I think 2 to 6 we could call. I like tight players behind me. Once I see a 70 VPIP behind me, I'm not going to raise the ace-8 offsuit because I like to play in positional players. So having a 70 VPIP in on your right is great. Let's do a fish report. 60 VPIP here, 84, Mike. Forgetting about this guy. 84, 50. 50's not horrible, but we could do better. This table's not good. 44 is our weakest. Fish report for you, for all you who are new, is when I find the weakest player that I'm in position to on every table, and I just give it a quick glance, and then I decide which tables I want to keep and which tables I want to get rid of. And the 2 on my left are definite keepers, and the 2 on my right are potential goers. I think this one is like this guy leaving, yeah. You know, potential to definite, and now 2 definite. So we're gonna add 2 new tables. Let's check out the 40 games, see if we can't get in on something a little bit juicier. Doop 3x is not great, but they have a small PFR, which is amazing. If they had like a 20 PFR, then they'd be like, ugh, just because it's like harder to play against those players, are just typically better at poker. Nah. They call. We can raise slightly in position. Oh, that's right. This guy's not very good, but we don't have position on them. we can take this. Right? Yeah, I'm down. All right, I gotta stand for a little while. I am too tired. Ugh. I have absolutely nothing to be tired from. I basically woke up and just walked the dog and did this. But I feel like at my current state of life, I'm in a constant state of either just bordering between exhaustion and like general fatigue. And so when I say I'm so tired, really, I'm just a little fatigued. Need some energy. The water, coffee, and protein shake and protein. Did I say shank? I think I heard that come out. Protein shake are not doing it. I need something a little more, you know. Ah, here we go. The California Cure. This is a good time to talk about, behind the grind. Once you've been playing for a little bit and you are, a grinder and you really want to keep going. My previous methods were always like, take breaks, this and that. And it's like, I still do take breaks, but like, you got to extend the break as long as possible. Like, as in, like, you got to extend the point to which you take the break as long as possible. And you want the break to be as short as possible. That way you get as much poker in a day as you can. This is a very we have a finite amount of time to play an infinite game, So you have to really try to get as close to the long run as possible. That is always the goal. And in doing so, like, for example, like, that's why I'm trying to have 4 tables up. I'm trying to do this, trying to do that. Oh, wait, did I did. It's fine. This day was not like horrible, but I did mean to not post the BB. I was going to move this one, but I forgot once we added this one in. But, so instead of like just pure taking a break now, maybe I will just like play on my phone a little bit, or I will, puff my little vaporizer or whatever, like I will, like, while at the table, like not in the casino, obviously, because that's not possible, but to, like when I'm here and playing, I can just do kind of whatever. And I take the advantage of doing whatever more often because it's more hands, like as long as I'm still playing plus EV and I don't sway too far from my A game, I just play the hands, bro. Just play the hands. Don't worry about it. I'd rather play, 30K hands a year at my B game than 0 hands on my B game, because it means I at least played some poker when I didn't like want to play poker. That's like working on your grinding attitude. It's working on your grinding, muscle, so to speak. It's working on you doing your habit forming. That's basically what it is. Bet small, put up at 80 big hands. Wow. Call on the button with the offsuit Broadway. So easy to play in position against people who are not going to really put you in tough spots. So 2 checks, we'll bet. We have 2 overs and a gutter. Against a check call, it's kind of tough to proceed. I'm kind of hoping that they fold most of their hands on the flop. I'm trying to think what hands that they would check call with on the flop that could then check fold on the turn. And like, I'm not really coming up with a very wide range. And the problem is when we check back the turn, we can't really rep shit on the river. So we kind of just have to like give it up. Putting most of our eggs in the they fold the flop basket. So like, there's really not much value in betting here. I feel like, why are 2 players in the pot? Like, does one of them have an ace? That's not good. All right, I'll call. Interesting. They just called with the king on the turn. See, like, who the fuck knows what players like this, dude? Who knows what Mr. 85% VPIP or 84%? This is just so unfun. Oh, wait. Never mind. We're playing 3BB. I thought this was an open and a 3-bet. Okay, this is fine. We can call or 3-bet this, actually. I think now that we can't play anymore. But I was gonna say call is probably the best play, even though we're in the smallest of blinds. It's like nah. Like, I'm just not folding the 40% royal. Like, also so like, this is like a very unorthodox play, but we're actually just gonna flat the jack. I mean, okay, so we're 1-2 seats from first position. This guy has a 10% PFR, and they made it 4BB. Like, three things that are really bad for my hand. Like the 10% PFR, the fact they raise early position, and the raise size itself. So we're going to proceed with caution. Then we get squeezed by an even tighter player, and we are literally just set mining at this point. We are set mining with Jack. We hit a set. But yeah, when you're up against like such tiny PFRs, like you can't really do too much. I'm just gonna flat quick too to make it seem like I have a draw or an 8 or something. What do we do? Because like I don't think he has shit. So we bet tiny. I don't think they have shit personally when they snap check the river. So we're obviously calling here because we induced. Even if they ran into it, they ran into it, you know, is what it is. Damn, bro. Take all fucking day, will you? Like, the more they tank, the more polar their range gets. Like, either they have literally nothing in their folding, or they have, like, the absolute nuts and they're jamming on us. And it's like, oh, damn. Yeah. I heard you the first time, bro. Sometimes I just play a little slower because it helps me get hands in. I mean, this is one of those boards, dude, where it's like so easy for them to be bluffing, but just let them bluff if they're bluffing. You know why? Especially here, because you get to check real quick. It's like, cool. So the next time that they do that, you like just have a way better idea as to what the hell's going on. Like, just remember that. Moonsby. Little bluff raise action on the flop. Looked like a bluff, smelled like a bluff. Could have easily been value, but we gave them respect, and it was a bluff, and that's all good. All right, here we got a pretty solid standard open hand. Short stack in the BB. Really nothing going on here, like no fish to target. The one player that we were targeting left. So we're just gonna play, we're gonna try and like basically leave on these two tables. Run this, sorry. Good luck, ace 3. They did not need the luck, apparently. They did not need the luck. Boom. I've been grinding a lot the last week or so I'm already a little like winded going into the new year. Burnt out before the year even starts. But that's why I wanted to like push myself to get to 60k hands. I was at like 50k, you know, week and a half ago. And I just really wanted to hit the ground running once again, you know. I'd rather get burnt out now on the first day or the day before the new year than, because it's only the 30th right now, than to play for a week and then feel it on like, you know, the 7th. I want to get these muscles built up. So then in 2027, I want to be an even better grinder. You know, I want to keep it going. I feel like we're kind of in this for the long haul at this point. Like if I'm coming back into poker this much, you know, if I played this much cards in 2025 and I don't really have anything else that I like really love to do or want to do, like I kind of always figured at a certain point I would just find something else that I liked to do more. And it's like I have plenty of other things that I like to do, but just none that I really want to grind at. You know, everything becomes a grind. I didn't like poker for the longest time because of how much of a grind it was, but then I started doing YouTubing, and like YouTubing is a huge fucking grind. Like with the editing is a grind, filming is a grind, you know, coming up with thumbnails and titles and tags and all that stuff is a grind. So there really is there's no way around it, you know. I bartended and served for a lot of years, like it's a complete grind. There's no way around grinding in life. I mean, if you want to be any kind of success in any way, shape, or form, you're gonna build a awesome game. Gotta grind at that. That game ain't just gonna pop out of nowhere. We check call or check fold. I don't know. Decide on the end there. I mean, their range gets so polar when the draw bricks, but the ace hits. So polar, dude. But like, it's hard to bet an ace there for that size. But they could have a 7 as well. Like, I feel like this is one of those spots where whenever I call, I'm wrong. So I'm gonna fold here and check. I feel like whenever I call, I'm wrong here. Something about like them having the chance to have the ace or the 7 is like too much. If the board bricked out, then I probably would have paid him off. I guess the ace saved me. But the big thing about the aces is like it doesn't feel like a value bet from an ace because the queen out there with the paired board is like making it so that you're going to chop with like any other ace. But the way that I played the hand doesn't look like I have an ace, so it's very fair. Looks like I have a queen. And the only reason why I put them on an ace is it's just ace X of spades. Like that's what they would have backed into. I guess I wasn't obvious about that. I swear I'll change these tables. I don't want to play anymore. But like I'm not even like rushing to do it right now because I need the hands. Sometimes when you have a specific goal, like my goal right now is not to maximize my win rate. Whereas like that's normally a reasonable goal, but to maximize your win rate, you know, you only play when the conditions are this, when you have a fish in this position and that, and this and that, when you want to play your 100% best, when you're feeling your best, all that good stuff. Right now, dude, I don't have time for that. I just got to get the hands in. Just got to get the hands in. 7 places. Such a, like, you can't win in this situation here, I feel like. Because it's so rare that when you check call the flop that they check back the turn and river and you just like win. But like what am I gonna do? I'm gonna check fold a an overpair? It's like I don't think so. They bet so small, it's the only reason why I'm gonna go for the XR. But so small. I'm gonna go for the check react. Gutter's nice. They're probably not gonna bet huge if they bet. It could also be drawing. They did bet big. Bro, I gotta put them on a big pair at this point. Like, what else could they possibly have? The only question is there any world in which a heart hits the river and they fold to my bet? I gotta see. I don't care what the price is. Damn, bro. So close, too. I think bet fold is good on this turn. Because, like, scare card hits. I can still get value from Queen X. But if they raise, it's like, no. If they raise, it's like, no. The reason why we call on the flop, too, and we don't 3-bet is because I would like to keep all of their bluffs in. And we don't really want to give them a chance to get afraid and fold like a weak queen or anything. Just check on the puppy. She's good. There's people outside. I think she hears them. All right. Is this the time? Now's the time we leave. And then we're going to leave this table too. We still got the 6 EV to our direct right. We've got 55, 2 to our right. We can check out more 40 tables, but we just have to go to the top to refresh it. Or home real quick. I wonder if I switch here and switch back if it refreshes. I don't think it does. I don't think it does. Just like with how quick it was, I'm like, that's too quick to get a true refresh. Should have remembered the table I just left. 83. That's pretty big VPIP there. It's a pretty large VPIP there, pal. Good girl. Yeah, drink all your water, baby. You're a very good girl. She's drinking her water, and I look at her, and she's like, "What's wrong?" It's like, nothing, girl. You're just so amazing and precious. All right. Let's try to find another 40 table. $62. This is fine, but like I would like to find a better table. 62. 75. Zoey, that's a lot of water now. You don't want to drink the whole bowl, okay? You're gonna get a stomach ache. I think it's because I've been keeping the heater on in the winter, but like this dog has been drinking so much more water. And like she'll get in like just the hatch of the ridge, she's like she keeps lapping it up, and it's like, girl, half the bowl's gone already. Like you don't need the whole thing at once. You really don't. I promise. It's funny too, because during like the sweaty time of summer, like where she's actually panting, no water, doesn't even want it. I think the jack and 7 is a call here. I think finding a 40 table is too much effort, so we're just gonna find a 10 table. Where is it then? I don't know. Were you saying I got tables open? Oh. Where is the table then? All right, show me what we got. I'm gonna fold here now. I was getting a good price before, and now my price is like, it's still fine, but it's only fine. I want it to be amazing. And here we're just gonna take the C because I don't care. I'm tired. And this is exactly behind the grind. Like sometimes when you're tired and you just gotta get the hands in, because say you're playing part-time, full-time, whatever, grind time, like you have to get a grinding goal in. Sometimes you gotta get hands done. You know, it simply is what it is. And this is one of those times. I'm probably above 700 now, right? Yeah, 756. Beautiful. So we got 244 more hands left to play before we are at 60K. And then I'll take a break for the rest of, the session, and we'll decide about like the tournament later tonight. And when I play the tournament, I usually just single table it because like I've already been kind of grinding all day. But I have definitely, added in 4 cash games on the side as well. But just single tabling it, like chilling either here or on my phone, like sitting down with the dog, is very relaxing and exciting. It's like, how can it be both? It's like, well, because I'm not really putting in a lot of effort. That's the relaxing part. But the exciting part is the fact that you could win like a bounty, after you get into that phase. And getting into the bounty phase is not like impossible. It's just like, I feel like I get there at least 50% of the time I play. It's just getting there and being in a position to win some bounties is kind of tough. I'm not going to lie, because getting to the bounty phase, stage 15, you have to your stack has to be in a position to where you can like actually take other players out, and you have to be lucky enough to be at a table where those stacks are there. So yeah, sometimes you just have like 30 BB and everyone's got 50 plus, and it is what it is. Sometimes you got 25 and everyone's got 10 and you're like, oh yeah. So it really just depends on the luck of the draw. I think calling here is fine. Pain in the butt, bro. Getting 3-bet here. Whatevs. The most annoying part about grinding all this and that is like, man, I really just want to play some Mark Raiders, but I just don't have time. That game is a grind, bro, but it's just so much fun. Holy cow. Like that's what's tough about online games. When you find a good one, it's like, man, they are some of the most addicting things on this planet. I wouldn't say this is an online game that I consider addicting. It's just poker and I have such a deep relationship that anytime I get a chance to exercise this practice, it's like hard for me to say no. It's like calling under reps my hand, raising over reps it. So like there really is no good option. I got lucky there. And I got lucky on the bottom table too. Nice flop. All right. 20. We're gonna go with a. Actually, we can go with a hearty C bet just because it's such a draw heavy board. I don't mind it. Draw heavy with the ace out there. I think we tank jam? Or do we just bet regular? We can just bet regular, it's fine. Jamming is cool though because it gets a lot of extra value from like random ace X, but I just don't want to scare him away. But this is scary too though, so I was like, I don't know. I think jamming and betting 70 are like really similar, honestly, because they both look very committal. Okay, then. I might have to cut this and not be able to make it all one session just because of the way the dog's looking. She might have to go out, use the restroom again. I gotta raise here. Like, normally I do like to let them bluff it off, but like there's too many draws out there. I gotta take advantage of them. Too many draws. Ugh. Still going with it. Never folding. Too much for him to call with, you know? That's like, even like ace, deuce with only one heart. I think he still calls right there. We still lose, but, you know, we still get the value. In these spots, like right here, when you could stab and everyone could fold, I don't mind doing it, but I do typically prefer to wait till the turn when everyone's already checked once and they have pretty much said, yeah, my hand kind of sucks. Aces versus aces. A casino's favorite hand. All right. Well, the next 240 hands or whatever is going to certainly be enduring. The tournament tonight. I'm debating. The big thing that I need to do is I need to go to the grocery store today. If I can go to the grocery store and get back before, like I want to do these 200 hands, these 200 plus hands, which should only take about an hour at this point, you know? So we should only be playing for, like, this video recording shouldn't go more than 2.5 hours, which is my longest by far. But we will do that. We'll do the video. Then I'm going to walk the dog, and I think I can head out, go to the grocery store, come back home before 5 p.m. That is in 4.5 hours from now. Yeah. What am I talking about, bro? I'll have plenty of time. I'll have time to even play a little Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders. I might convert my Fortnite channel to an Arc Raiders channel because I think I want to start making content on that game. It's very fun. I was thinking like it'd be cool to do Arc and poker right now. I really should make some poker, some Pokemon stuff. Man, I don't know what to do. I'll just start opening up some product again and making, just recording videos and putting it on the channel. Because I don't know what else, and I gotta keep that channel going. If you gotta monetize YouTube channel, do not let it get unmonetized. Like, that'd be a huge waste. I've got 2 right now that are monetized, and I want to keep them going. And I guess I want to get this one monetized now. Might as well, right? Might as well. I wonder what my watch hours are on this, what you call it? Watch hours. Won't tell me? All right, I'll check later. I just know that like a couple videos on this channel have like, well, one has like 2K views, and that could really help for watch hours. Check the analytics on that one video. Oh, I only got 350. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, 350 is still a lot from one video because you only need you need 4K in a year to get monetized. So I would need like, 9 more of those videos basically. 10 more. But to get a single one of those videos is a pretty big accomplishment, honestly. Like I've uploaded a lot of videos and not a lot of them past 2.5K views. All right. Man, we have been getting some awful turn cards today with our like flops good hands. I'm still gonna like bet fold, I guess. I don't know, like just such terrible turn. Like Queen 10 gets there, Jack King, all the clubs. Small again, bet fold. Like see these quick calls. Like these quick calls are like Jack X or mediocre hands that like we're trying to get value from. Call, yeah. I guess I'm gonna call. I was considering 3-betting, but they only got a 7% PFR. Come on, Savvy 24. Yeah, at least they folded and we won. At least we won the hand. Like, I see plenty of merit to both. Cool. Overbet this turn is a good spot to just like take advantage of their passiveness. Turned equity. So like when we do get called, we have outs. Which is a single bet there of like a regular variety doesn't always cut it, but an overbet almost always does. Call that a an AA trick. You won't see that many different players doing that. I actually don't mind limping the button here. Did we reload here yet? I forget. Oh, we've only got one table that's NL40. Oh, okay. I thought they both. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. It's unfortunate when you're playing 3 tables of one limit and 1 table of another limit, and you like basically get stacked or half stacked or whatever at like the higher limit table. It's always a kick in the balls. Let's see now. Do I try to play that tournament today, or do I try to go to the casino? Although to be fair, I can always go to the casino after the tournament, which is honestly better because the tournament starts at 5 p.m. Pacific, which is a horrible time to try to drive anywhere. But if I play it and like bust at like 8 or 9 o'clock, then like that's a decent time to go. But admittedly, by then I am usually a little fatigued. If check 2, I was going to bet exactly 14 BB so that if this guy shoved, I could reach up over him if I desired to. But now I'm just going to raise normal. And if this guy comes back over the top, I will probably shit my pants, honestly. Not loving this spot right now. What are you doing, bro? God, this spot sucks so fucking much in poker, dude. Because either we like give him a ton of respect because of the board itself, or it's like 6-7, 3 ace or nothing. It's fine. I'm still just gonna. This is the top of my range. Not folding the top of my range, and I wasn't gonna fold. I was gonna call, but it's like I'm always felting the top of my range. Basically, you got to felt the top of your range here. There's just too much bullshit that these players can have. Like I know he could have 6-7. I know he could have pocket 5s, 4s, 8s, 8-5, 5-4, like all that nonsense. I'm well aware of it, but I still think you gotta. When they call here, wait, what? Okay, fine. When they call there, typically they have like a big draw and they hit it. Usually, That right there, I have no idea what the hell's going on. So we just won't even analyze it, because analyzing nonsense is, once again, just a waste of time. The hardest part of this session right here, right now, two things. One is the talking. It's very difficult to talk a lot and play. That's also like one reason why I don't like always record these sessions when I'm playing, especially because the way that I'm recording them, I feel as if I need to kind of provide a fair bit of content without editing between the hands to give some, you know, watchability. But like really the gameplay itself, like the clicking of the buttons, the poker hands themselves, like that is the value. So if you're like not getting the value from there, then you're kind of like missing the whole point of the series. But the biggest thing too is that, like, I can't listen to music and I can't watch anything because I don't want any copywritten sounds to, like, you know, like I can't just like put something on my phone in the background and have it just be there, because I don't want a potential recording to get, you know, messed up by algorithm, this and that. Yeah. All right, fold raise here, even though they only raise 16% of the time. It's whatever. Can probably leave this table. No bueno. Table's fine to mid. Honestly, I'm gonna leave this table too. This guy's like crushing it after he doubled up through us, so we're gonna stay and try to win our money back from them. And this person's a 54%, so we can stay there too. Yeah, we're gonna be bounced. Actually, what we're gonna do here, dude, you guys are so extra. Stand up, sit down. Cool. Switch seats, and now we're in position to the 60%, and now we can keep that table. I would love to be able to turn that sound off of, hey, you're timing down. It's like, I know, bro, I can see it, but I just need to click this one button. And they do the little, like, if they did the thing at like maybe 2 seconds, that'd be cool, but they do it at like 5 seconds, and like that's not, no, like that's too quick. It means every time you get 10 seconds before it dings at you, and it's like, that's, sometimes I want to wait down to 5 seconds or 3 seconds. Like, you don't always have to be dinging at a homie. You don't always have to be dinging. Alright, gotta maintain 4 tables if we want to do this hourly, like good hourly rate, I should say. Not even from like a monetary perspective, like, which, yeah, of course it affects that too, but like, you know, for all intents and purposes, like I would grind an NL2 table right now if it was what it had to come down to just to get the hands in. All right, this is going to post me at an awkward position, but I just don't have the energy to care right now. Like, button will be here, small blind, big blind, under the gun, and then me posting. It's like at least the button's right there, so I'm like effectively cutting the posting in the cutoff. So it's like, yeah. All right, gets one off the cutoff. I was gonna stand up and take this guy's seat because, yeah, they're, or the seat right here because they're weaker. All good. Fold there. We can call here, try to speculate a little bit with a suited one gapper in position-ish. When the button folds, we then get it. Everyone posting behind us is now like, makes our seat worse, but it's all good. I mean, just for this one hand. I guess we can call, you know, try to hit 2 pair of trips. Like, I don't normally play that way, but when they give us such a good price, you know, you kind of have to treat the draw for what it is. Or hit additional equity in the turn, of course. It's an option. I guess just call. Like, what else could we do? Oh, dude, I'm so dumb. This is the NL40 table. This was not a min raise. This was a freaking limit pot. I'm so stupid. Like, this is why it's tough for me to play multiple stakes, but I still just do it because whatever. I'm just gonna try and raise small and get a little value from the homie. Even though like whoever raises here without a straight. Like whoever raises here without a straight, bro. Come on. I get it, 8-8, you got an 80% VPIP, but come on. Little revenge on the homie. But if we can get the rest of that stack now, I'll be big chillin'. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Try to get a little blood flowing. I don't know what it is. Like I had a hard time getting out of bed today too. Like I don't normally sit in bed after I wake up. But last couple days I've been a little bit just like lethargic, I think. I'm getting old. Like, fuck, man. It just sucks, this hand, because you want to like put in more money with this guy in the pot, but this like kind of bottlenecks you because their range is still uncapped. But why'd they make it so small? It looks like they're just trying to isolate this guy. So I don't know. But if we make it like big, we're going to isolate them, not them. So you really get kind of screwed here. Maybe I should have just made a bigger pre. Like 5 to 6x. It's going to fold now. Bottleneck's the wrong word. We get like walled off by the wrong player because the size that we make it is required to, it's just too big. Any good targets here? Not really. Go min. Invite a 3-bet. But sometimes still they just all fold. Try to get value from a queen still. I don't know what the fuck they have, bro. Like, I feel like at all points in time in this hand, they've been, like, on the verge of folding their hand. So it's like, I've never put in, like, a decent-sized bet because of that. Had I known they had an ace, I probably wouldn't bet that much bigger, honestly. Because, like, what ace are they going to have, you know? I think we got near max value versus their range and against their exact hand. Like, we probably could have got, like, maybe 25% more value overall in the hand. Like, if we just, like, sized up on the turn and river. Especially the river. I just called because they made it so small. So like when they check, it's like you want to stab, but like I can't bet here. Like you're still 3-bet pre, bro. Like it's you. Like this hand is you until I connect. Burn after shoving. 32-24 is like so aggressive, bro. It's so aggressive. Like I can absolutely see how this style would work on this site. You know, 3 blinds in the antes and this and that, or even like down here at NL10 with just the 2 blinds and the big antes. But man, it's just so much effort to play a style like that, especially if you're making such big sizes too. Opening for 9 BB. I wonder if he's like me, where he just like does that, and I could like blow him off the hand. King Jack offsuit is actually a great hand to quote unquote 3-bet bluff this person with, because it's just got such good card removal. So like on the times when they are doing this with a hand that they just don't want to get 3-bet with, because you never know. I mean, not every person who opens to 9x every single time is gonna want to face action. I know that when I make my bigger than average opens, like I'm not always looking for action. It's just a lot of times I'm basically just trying to target a particular fish. I actually would love to see what the fuck you 9x it with. Yeah, see, ace-5 suited like doesn't love getting 3-bet there. Like if I go 4x. If I go 4x 3-bet, they don't love that. Here's a good chance on our table, on our NL40 tables, to try to get into a pot with our friend in position, suited ace. This person didn't make it that much before the flop. We've kind of been in this configuration once already when we bet the king jack over bet on the turn. Quick bet on the flop is like a bummer because it means that we really can't proceed with the hand. Like they almost always have at least a little something, you know, leaning towards the queen usually, but they almost always have like, you know, like pocket fives, fours, like eights, nines, tens kind of hand. He raised, he called, so like all the middling hands are there. Check raise, so check call, check raise. Very, very weird line, bro. So weird that I actually think it's value from this player. Yeah. Yeah. They bet bottom pair on the flop, though. That's good information, too, as well. I was like, did they slow play? Damn, I should have fucking called. I didn't realize what was going on. Okay, they bailed me out. But this is a good deal against our friend here. But everything made total sense there. They are a little aggressive, you know, betting that bottom pair is, it's a little aggressive, but they kind of like read the board texture pretty well. They're like, you know, I got the best hand here almost always, so I'm just gonna bet. So it's not even a bad play. But the other guy, check calling and then check raising the turn. It's like either you do that with one of two hands, literally their exact hand, or like I guess queen seven, if they ever somehow raise queen seven with a 7% PFR, or it's ace ace king king queen queen. I guess queen queen. Queen queen makes sense because that hand is so dominant on the flop that it's like, what else am I gonna do? You know, other than just check call. So queen queen makes sense. Ace ace and king king makes sense. 7-7 turned, you know, top of range hand makes sense. But nothing else would really be conceivable there. I mean, maybe like if he had like the smaller sets as well and they just decided to slow play the deuces or threes, I guess I could kind of maybe make a little sense. But with the queen out there, typically you're trying to get 3 streets of value from those hands. So with those hands, I should say. All right, AQO, big opportunity against the opponent that we have position on. They limp. We go 13.4. And we take it one moment at a time. I'm guessing that we've crossed the 800 barrier, and we're probably working on getting to 900 now for total hands. Ooh, we're close to 900 actually. Beautiful flop, like goated flop right over here. Oh my god, he donks. We're raise jamming. I was gonna even bet jam, bro. We're raise jamming. Please give me a good turn card. I was gonna go 6-7, but I had to go 7-6. Just beef it up a little more even. Bro, like, worst fucking turn card on planet goddamn Earth. I swear to God, I'm getting, like, just... Oh, alright. Nah, man, go fuck yourself. How about that? How about you go straight to fucking yourself? How about that? Like, cannot catch a fucking break, dude. Straight into yourself, you may go fuck. So tilting. So tilting, man. Get, like, the #1 awesome fucking situation. And, like, for me, dude, getting a queen high board like this, like queen 3-8 is, like, it's hard, but it's not that hard, okay? For them to get a fucking, this board with this hand, dude, do you know how fucking hard that is? Do you know how fucking hard that is? And of course they got to get there. And they got to get there immediately. At least let me get all in with them on the turn and then just give them my stack on the river, you know? At least let me earn some Skolansky bucks. Okay. 2 backdoors. Hopefully we face a check or a really small bet. It's like, that's pretty small, but not small enough. All right, thank God. Only 128 more hands because I don't know how many more of these I can play. I do not know how much more I can play. 7. What the? All right, man. We let you off the hook the first time. Second time, no bueno. Like, immediately cold calls my fucking, like, my light re-raise attempt. Like, this game is actually crazy sometimes. 32 BB? No fucking problem. Cold call. Snap cold call. Snap. Yeah, what do you got? What do you got? What, where? Money to put in the pot? I got it. Yeah. It's like, Jesus Christ, some of these players do not get fucking 4-bet. We don't even get to see the flop of our attempt. We don't even get to see the flop. Snap calls that too. That's amazing. I mean, at least they're committed to the bet. At least they're committed to the bet. Well, what you're gonna fold on a 10 high board? You're gonna fold on a 10 high board. Yeah, exactly, bro. I don't care what the fuck you have. Like, you're gonna fold on a 10 high board? How could they ever fold king 8 suited, dude? Think about it. King 8 suited. Like, who ever gets dealt a king and an 8 of the same suit and doesn't immediately go all in? Like, I've never. It's king 8 suited, bro. King 8 suited. Just think about it. Are you folding so I can shove on this motherfucker? Bro, get the fuck out of my pot. You get the fuck out of my pot. I am stacking this motherfucker right now. I swear to God, bro. I swear to God. That's funny. I don't care. Gotta fold here. Gotta make it like a million BB here. Just because you know they're gonna go with value. Bro, are they... Let's get a good turn. Let me get a good turn. I don't think there's any turn card in which I do not felt in this hand right here. And yeah, there's no way that I don't call if he just jams too. It's like, yeah. Yeah. Really surprised that they donked the flop though. And then didn't have anything to call with. It's like they bet their bottom pair. And then reality hit them. It's like, wait a minute. I don't always have to do this. Poker's so fucking tilting, bro. This is why being a grinder is like such a difficult thing, because the way that these hands go, it just feels like it's impossible to catch a break at times. And then and then you'll be playing for like an hour and you'll get like every single hand that you see on like the chart. It's like, oh wow, there's a royal flush. Oh, I got quads right there. Oh, another set. Huh. And then like, oh, I flopped a flush, flopped to this, flopped to that. And it's like some days you just get hit by the deck so hard. And it's like, man, why does poker gotta be so like lumped together? Get all your bad beats at once, get all your good hands and good variants at once. Like, I would love it if we could just get some equal opportunity randomness here. Every 221 hands I get dealt aces. And that's that, and I can count on it. I guess that is the only thing that really makes this game, you know, is its vast infiniteness and how mind straining it can be, I guess you can say. Because, like, you know, like I was talking before, like, we all just want to win, bro. Like, no one ever sits down to lose. No one sits down to lose. And then, especially, too, you know, we're all people of patterns. When you feel like a certain thing is happening over and over again, like, that can be especially tilting. Like, for me today, I feel like I've gotten so many good flops. Like, I've flopped so many 2 pairs and so many top pair, top kickers. And I feel like I've gotten the nut worst turn card on, like, 90% of those hands. And it just makes it so that you can't value bet big, you can't continue, you can't do this, you can't do that. And it's just like, okay. It kind of puts a complete, it's a showstopper. It puts a complete halt in all of your momentum. So you want to keep the vibe going. If you raise pre, good hand, bet flop, good hand. You want to be able to bet the turn, bet all in, bet the river, maybe check back some bad rivers. But like, when the turn directly just is like, nope, your hand is over right here, right now, and it happens so many times over and over again, it gets you. I think that truly is the thing, though. It's just the same thing element and the repeatedness of it. You know, if you get like it's just talking about clumps. Like last night, I think I played for like 15 minutes, bro. I must have gotten ace king specifically, suited and offsuit, ace king, like not joking, like 10 times in 15 minutes. You'll play some hour, 2 hour sessions. You won't see ace king once. And it's like, are the poker gods just like testing me right now to see like if I know what to do with ace king? Because it just feels so random and so weird and so, even though that is like the definition of random is having like things clumped together like that, it feels so random that it's not random, which makes no sense at all. But I'm a human, and humans don't process things like that. They process things and they try to put meaning to where there is no meaning. That's why religion exists. Oh, let's not go there. Let's just raise this guy up. I don't know what to bet. I'm gonna try and just bet fold small. I think it's cool. I love bet folding small. Because I feel like, well, not small, bet about half pot. Because I feel like these players here really do tell you where you're at when you bet. Like this kind of number, like he's going to call with a 10. He's going to call with a pair of 9s, pair of 8s. He's going to raise you with a straight. He's going to raise you with a flush. He's going to maybe even call with a 3. Maybe even call with a 3. Can't do anything other than check fold on this board here. I mean, maybe they're bluffing, maybe they're not. I really don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. Only thing I can tell you for sure is that I don't care enough to pay the check. All right, odds are we are getting close to the 900 mark, meaning we will be at 60K hands very soon. Can't continue, same spot as the 9s. When you get donked into on a board like that, like what are you going to do? You're just going to fold because it's terrible for you. Can't really call here. I would have called the first open, but the second open / the fact that we're not closing the action anymore just means that we can't really proceed. All right, let's check. I think we should be close. 903. Beautiful. So we got 100 hands left. 100 hands left, and then I'm gonna stop for now. It's kind of funny because poker always gives you an opportunity to feel good about yourself or feel good in general. So even though I have been experiencing variance that I wouldn't say I enjoy, the fact that I've been recording this video and playing and, like, sure, I'll curse here and there and be like, fuck this shit and yada yada. But like I talked about in the beginning of the video, like letting your stresses out and like just kind of getting over it, like that's just part of the game. Like pretending that it doesn't affect you, like that is when you blow up eventually. That is when you like are kind of faking reality, in my opinion. So like what I've been doing today, I think is like perfectly cool and natural to just be like, fuck this shit when you're like not really happy about a situation. And then 2 seconds later, a minute later, you're over it. But, all right, just here. It's like, how on this board do we get a great turn card? Whereas like on all the boards where it's like, you would expect us to get, like there's so many good turn cards. This board has so many terrible turn cards and we get a great one. Like it's just so funny. And we hold, wow. What was I going to say? It makes me, so like given the fact that we've experienced a lot of negative variance before that one hand, and it's easy to like get tilted and such and all that good stuff, it makes me equally happy and proud of my own self and my gameplay of just like, bro, I'm pushing forward, I'm pushing through. Like this is like, my goal was, and I still think it'll be near this, to play around 200K hands on the site next year. And that's just to keep my grind up, to keep myself, sharp and fresh. And I want to also play at least 50 hands, 50 hours live every month, but I would love to increase that to like 100 or so too. But the main thing is like, dude, you're going to go through these stretches. You're going to go through these periods of variance of break-even points where it's super boring, negative variance where it's super tilting, positive variance where it's easy to get ahead of yourself. So there's always going to be a challenge ahead of you, and you can always look back after passing through those phases and find a silver lining. At least I didn't tilt. At least I didn't let it affect me. at least I was still able to find value here, here, and here. At least I was still able to do whatever, you know, at least I was still able to keep going, you know, at least I was still able to keep persevering. That in and of itself can just be your victory for the day. When I keep track of my hands and such, I also keep track of how many, the time that I play, and I will add up. I do like a little, it's almost like I look at it as my XP for the day. I will add how many minutes I played. So it doesn't matter like how many hours I played. I always do it in interval of minutes. So it's like, you know, some days I'll play like, you know, if I play for 4 hours, I played for 240 minutes, I'll put a little plus 240M. And like that little plus 240, like that feels good. It feels good to see. It's like, even if today, you know, you play and you get whooped and you lose and this and that and yada yada, at the end of my day, if I still see plus this, like I'm going to get the plus. And the bigger the plus, the better I feel. The bigger the plus, the better I feel. So sure, the number in my bankroll might go down, but that number in, you know, my time played is always going to go up, and it can never go down. And that is something that I earned that you can't take away, and that you can always hang your hat on to feel like, okay, even though the game may not be treating me the way that I would want to be treated, you know, it's maybe I've experienced negative variance, or you just want some equal variance for, you know, a little bit of a break in time. You can give yourself the credit for, you know, pushing through and still doing what needs to be done, because when you play hundreds of thousands of hands and millions of hands of poker over the course of a lifetime, you're going to go through a lot of periods like this, and that is just necessary to get those good streaks and to get those good profits and to get those tournament winning days, you know, to get the whatever the big score is for you for your own particular life. So it's quite literally the game and life that we sign up for when you decide to play poker. Which is fun, because this is how life treats us anyway. At least the game of poker is honest with us. It's never promised anything. It's never said, oh yeah, you're going to get this variance if you do this, or you're going to get this result if you play these amount of hands. Nothing's ever promised. So it almost feels fine when you don't get the results you want, because it's not like schooling. It's not like getting a degree. It's not like this. It's not like that. Like, there's always massive amounts of uncertainty with this game. I think that like dunking here is actually kind of cool, because I don't want to lose the player in between. It's like a check raise. I would rather like get them, you know, locked between us. Like, they're the target here, not the PFR. Like, they're the weaker player. The PFR is like whatever. I guess they're still bad too. Gonna keep this table here, but now our NL40 table got pretty bad because our well, you know, we got a fish sitting down now. So I spoke too soon, but the person who we were targeting, the 85% to our direct right, did leave, unfortunately. Are you still? Yes, you are. Okay. We're closing in now. I can feel it. 60K hands. And it's like that number too, you know, like I don't keep track of my total hands in my little like log, because, you know, the site keeps track of it for us. But it is nice to see every time I click and that number gets bigger. It's like, that's like, I earned that, man. I earned that. Like, there's plenty of players out here who have much bigger numbers and they've played more poker than I have this year, and that is irrelevant to me. So whenever I see people that have played like a ton more, it's just like, oh man, you played a lot of poker. That's cool. But I don't let it deter from my own particular, you know, results and number. 21% PFR on the button. Pretty goosey, pretty loosey. I could see 1 or 2 plays here. I could see 4 betting, or I could see calling. We are going to proceed with a 4 bet. We have the perfect blockers. We have the perfect image. We have the perfect position, you know. And it's just hard to win when you call. I guess I can put it that way. And it's like, whenever you get the sense of like someone like might be fucking around, that's just a good reason to lean in the aggressive direction. And like, you don't get a 21% PFR by not 3-betting on the button at least a fair bit. guy's like a 70% VPIP, so we're gonna make it pretty juiced up off of a single limp. Just check the queen 7. Wow, cold calling. Wow, cold calling. I have 1 and 2 options. I can either, well, I guess I have 3 options. No, you really have 2 options. You can either bet like really big and like commit yourself to this guy's stack, or you can just like check and kind of like fold really when they bet all in. Or honestly, like, you check more like hoping that it just gets to the turn. What? What? All right, cool, man. Makes it a lot easier for me to bet now. Don't ever do that, guys. He could have rivered a pair, bro, and just won the hand. Like, don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. That's so funny. Open mucking. Dude, even for... Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it still was just 2 BB because I didn't see the 1. But I was going to say, even for just 2 BB here, dude, this is like such a bad spot. Like, there's like so little going on here where you got the ass end of a draw that's like so... it's tainted in so many ways. Okay, almost there. Almost there. Our recording is almost at 2 hours. If I had to guess, we're probably at around like the 30-ish hand mark. Yep, and 37. So we've got, by 4 tabling standards, about another 15 minutes or so. 15 to 20 minutes of gameplay left. And then we will walk the dog, go to the grocery store, and then probably play the tournament tonight. Just gonna check my phone because I need something. I need something to mix up my brain from the poker life. That is such a big raise, dude. But it's like, this is a real interesting question. I genuinely have no idea what the right answer is here. Do I re-raise and get in with him? Do I? Probably not, because wait, there's 2 80% VPIPs at the same table? These games are good, bro. These games are good. But it's like, okay, so here's the thing. Like, my hand is losing all off the gate to any ace. I have no money committed, so it's not like me getting it in as a 40-60 favorite is like good in any way. They'd have to have a worse king or worse queen for me to be getting it in good at any point there. I'm flipping with all under pairs. I'm getting crushed by a bigger pair. It's like if I get 3-bet, completely different story. But like unentered, like I haven't entered the pot yet. Like very interesting, very weird. Okay, we're just gonna ISO this guy. I was gonna say that I wonder if I 3-bet or if I open small. Even so, this is pretty small open. If I can get this guy to like play back at us again, like min raise open kind of deal. What you got for me, buddy? 33.9. Was this a tricky limp or a standard limp? Looks like a standard limp so far. This is a limping range better than my range. And when I check back this flop, it looks like my hand is so face up, but I still think I have to do it, right? Or do we just start betting on the flop and like keep betting the turn and river and say, hey, we have a big hand? Both options are fine. Or we can just straight win the hand with ace high against like king queen or something. Part of me wants to like bet call like really small, because it's like, what could they possibly have here? It's a good hand to call a small bet. It's like the perfect hand to call a small bet. It's funny. So yeah, if we bet flop and turn, we probably get it done. Probably. You never know for sure.
Goodbye, sir.
You never know for sure. Bro, I want to see.
Let's start turning.
One of them is not. What goes bug?
call here. Oh, I didn't even see that this guy called as well. Now it's a slam dunk call. Now it's an SDC slam dunk call. Gonna see bet here because we raised pre and because we have like some backdoor equity with the spades. I think I donk this turn. I don't know why. Don't ask me why I'm donking this turn. You know why? Because I feel like I've seen this turn check back like 100 times. And I feel pain every time. That river card, huh? So you were the PFR, though. You were the PFR. So, like, why would you have a deuce in your hand? And why would you have a 7 in your hand? Why would you deuce? Why would you have a 7? Hearts? Hearts I could see. I'm just trying to get called by an overpair here. Wow, we got value from a weaker set? Holy shit. Guy's an asshole for not raising the turn and giving me all his money then. This motherfucker should be 122 BB down because they should have raised the turn, and then I guess like my donk like scared them or whatever. But what if I check raise the turn? Are you gonna fold then or what? Like, come on. Come on. Alright, we're getting there. Normally I never celebrate slash. Hey Zoey. 1 second, guys, sorry. Dog not listening. Bad dog not listening. Anyway, normally I don't look this forward to the end of a session, but you know, normally I don't film for 2 hours, and normally I'm not playing towards a hand goal, you know. But I thought it was like, you know, the perfect kind of configuration. You know, it's the end of the year. I'm about to reach my goal, and I wanted to just kind of give a little talk about all the stuff that I think about consistently that I've been focusing on this year. And yeah, so to finish up, because, you know, we are going to be almost done soon. It's just about getting hands in. It's about learning the fundamentals and then just playing a lot of poker. And the playing a lot of poker part is the hard part for sure. The learning the fundamentals part is like difficult, don't get me wrong, but the actual grind is the hard part. And like the knowing of, I guess learning the fundamentals is difficult because knowing if what you're doing is right can be very hard until you know, get into groups with people where, you know, like our Discord, join the Discord. If you like have questions and you don't know, it's always best to just ask people. Like the other day I had a tournament hand and I was like, guys, what the hell would you do here? I have no idea because I don't play a lot of tournaments. But you know, then of course there's solvers and things like that out there that will show you the answers for, at least from a GTO perspective. And then if you node lock and are good at that kind of thing, you can even learn from an exploitative perspective. Yeah. Sorry, you have a small PFR, but you have a big VPIP. So it's like I gotta when those two things happen, I usually give precedent to the big VPIP and just try to exploit the person who is weak in the pot rather than fear the person who is tight in the pot. I think we got a call here, bro. We have too much backdoor equity, overcards, yada yada. But it's like, damn. Actually, I really don't know. I don't know the answer right now. I don't know the answer right now. I can't lie. I have no idea. Flat is fine. I don't think I can continue here. I mean, now we're like literally just drawing to an ace or a king, I feel like. Because there's no way that we're good against both players. There's no way. I mean, guess there was a way that we were good against both players. I guess there was a way that we were good against both players. Like, why is the guy up front? What did they have? 4 ace? Why are you doing this? Why would you not just bet bigger? Because they're an 81-35. They don't know what the hell's going on in the world. They don't know what the hell's going on in the world, bro. Don't try to put logic to where no logic exists. Do not try to put logic to where no logic exists. It's all based on feelings and the brain firing off on different emotions and synapses and electrons and all this stuff that makes it go, you know? And like people can't explain half that shit. People don't know why the fuck they clicked the button that they clicked. They just clicked it. It's our job to try to figure out what button they're going to click, not why they clicked it. Because the why is like so impossible sometimes. All right, 70? Yes, 72. Perfect. 28 hands left. But yeah, so thank you all for being here for this journey, you know, really appreciate it. Everyone is here is just trying to play poker and get better and just make a little goddamn money and make our lives a little bit easier. I can only assume that that's why everyone does what we're doing here. You know, poker is inherently a fun game, but like without the monetary element, it's far less enjoyable. So like that is truly what brings a lot of excitement to the game. And the fact that you can just turn this into a genuine career if you so choose, if not like just a serious side hobby or even just like a little thing that you do on the side that makes a bit of cash. When you do a little bit though, it's hard to like make any cash because you need to put in like a good bit of work to actually like learn the game. It's only once you learn the game can you then play it casually. But if you just want to do that, like I feel like that's like that's almost like the point of diminishing return right there, is playing a more than a little bit of poker. Like once you study poker and you learn to become a winner and you play like more than a little, like you might as well either do two things. Like either play just like casually here and there a little bit, or just become a pro. Just be a pro, because like so much effort is required into this game that you have to just put so many hands in and so much time studying that it's like you might as well just put all your time into poker if you're going to put that much time into poker, I guess is what I'm saying. But it is a very good hobby to do just on the side, like after you kind of like learn the game. On the button, 12%. You can play a little poker here. Play a little poker here. I don't love this, so we're just gonna fold, I think, to the 3-bet, because we're not closing the action, which really sucks. Not closing the action is a little boner. It's a teeny weeny bony. Check call flop, check react to turn. He checked back the flop, check the turn because we improved so greatly and because it's a scare card. Now check raise turn because it looks like, well, do you really have, or are you just being a little bluffy pants? Or are you just being a little bluffy pants? Ace improves, but like, we're good. We're good. Bet fold is fine. I'm sorry, he called with an ace high? He really didn't believe us. Wow. Really didn't believe us. When I say bet fold, it's like I think we have to fold there in the very end when you bet and the 5 pairs the board and the ace and the king, aces and kings now beat you on the off chance that he was just slow playing on the flop. I think that's the play, to bet fold, but it's got to be, right? Right? I mean, that's got to be a hugely underbluffed spot, I would assume. But then, like, what 5s does he really have there, though? You know, what 5x do you really have there? Like, I could see if it was, you know, I could see if it was the same thing with the jack was the 5 was not the diamond, you know, because then they could have 5x of diamonds. But without that as a possibility, check back flop, call turn, but they call the turn with the. But no, they bet call the turn, though. They bet call the turn. With a 5? I don't think so. No. That actually might be a bet call, bro, on the end there. That might actually be a bet call. As weird as it is. Because, like, it is very underbluff, but it's just like, the only hand, okay, so in an underbluff spot like that, then they have to have, like, a slow play hand on the flop. Like, 5-5, then, which would be quads. 3-3 would be like the most logical hand at that point. 3-3. Check back the flop is still not common, but still then bet call the turn. Okay. Queen, queen, maybe. Queen, queen, okay. Jack, jack, maybe. Okay. But I have a jack and I have a queen in my hand, so it's like that does reduce the combos of both of those. And there's a jack on the board already, so yeah, that's very reductive. Anyway, this is all behind the grind, guys, because you can't come to the 100% right answer. You can't 100% know everything. You can't do it all today. You kind of have to take it one step at a time, and that is the point of what we do. I kind of want to 3-bet, take advantage of this guy's wide opening ranges, but they might be mad at me from earlier and want to try and put a play in against a 3-bet squeeze. So we'll just play our equity straight up. It's really not a bad c-bet size for me. Not a bad c-bet size for me. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember if I was the PFR or not on this table, so that's why I checked. Cannot remember. Checks back. Okay. I don't think he's checking back ace-x, personally. Okay. Little positive variance to end the session is always nice. Gonna maybe bet twice against this guy, so I'll only put in a smaller bet on the flop. That'll be my last hand here. I know this guy sucks, but like I'm winding down anyway. Like the session's pretty much over. 59,999, beautiful, woo! Oh, this is awesome. All right, well, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm pretty much done. I'm tired. I am going to go do my stuff, and y'all will see me again soon for episode 11. Check is fine here because the PFR is still uncapped. Okay, but now we can undo our blinds. And this is what the grind is all about, folks. This is what the grind is all about. Small bet, very small bet is weird. I want to play back at it. You can tell me right now if I'm good or bad. I don't normally play hands with the intent of seeing where I'm at, but that is going to be a nice side benefit of this raise here, because this guy's going to fold all his bullshit, and then these guys are going to continue with their bullshit. Well, we got lucky as shit. We probably, unless he has king specifically, we just like sucked out huge. So we're just going to go, I think jam is fine. I think jam is cool. Stack aces, stack ace king, stack queens, stack, well, I guess jack X might not call anymore. That's fine. Curious actually what he had. Ace 5 suited. Okay, so we could have tried to like squeeze some more value out of that on the turn by going like 70 or something, but I don't really care. Nice stack on this table, dude. Jesus Christ. Got $100 fucking on here. So we definitely got some positive variance to end the session. All right, one more hand on table one. And if I had to guess right now, I would say the odds of me coming back for that tournament tonight are pretty high, because I've been like kind of really digging that vibe. Like I make the mystery bounty phase, I'd say maybe like about 60% of the time, and that's just a fun period, bro. It's really fun. Like you've played for like 2.5, 3 hours at that point. There's like 3 bubbles in the tournament. You know, you get bubble 1 to get to the rebuy period. That ends after stage 12. Or once you get to stage 12, you can't, or I think at the end of stage 12, you can't rebuy anymore. Then for 13 and 14, nothing really happens. And then at stage 15, the mystery bounty happens. Like that's another bubble. And then there's the actual money bubble, which happens shortly after that. But the money bubble doesn't really give you a min cash anymore because of how much money gets taken out of the prize pool for the mystery bounty. So really, there's like another bubble, which is when you like cash for an amount that pays for just your buy-in. That's kind of how I look at it. And then there's the final table and winning the tournament and such. But it's cool. It's fun. It's got a lot of progress to it. Oh shit. Yeah, fuck me. Did someone leave there? I'm gonna blame someone leaving there. Whenever I start talking, I get completely distracted. It's all good. Playing a few extra hands is fine because we just get a head start on, I wanted to end 2020. Not only do I want to play, I worded it this way. I wanted to end 2026 with 260,000 hands in NLHE. So if we get a couple extra hands in to start now, our 2026 goal, all good. I am happy with that. But yeah, playing that tournament has been just joyful, But I do have a friend who just got Arc Raiders, and he said he wanted to play at some point, and he said he's going to be on later today. So maybe I'll override with that because the tournament's going to play tomorrow anyway, so I can just play the tournament tomorrow. I can just play it tomorrow. But I would definitely, the next time I'll play Cash, I'm probably not going to record another video for another few days, but the next time I play Cash will probably be tonight or tomorrow, just because the grinder life is the grinder life, man. You can't end it when you it never ends. It never ends. It's just it just goes in stages. It goes in stages of periods of up, periods of down, periods of break even, periods of playing a lot, periods of taking a little break and learning a lot, periods of no poker whatsoever. That is the grinder life. 13% PFR 4x open first position is all telling me just to call here. Even though this hand obviously is very good and we could very easily 3-bet a lot of players here, I just don't think this is one of them. I really don't. Okay, then. Wow, 4% PFR and they go 30 BB. I'll pre-fold right now. Don't worry about me. I will pre-fold my hand right now. Don't worry about me. I don't need to click this button down here because we know what the top 4% of hands looks like. And that's not even the top 4% of hands is probably wider than their 3-betting range right there. They're probably playing 2% of hands right there. If their overall PFR is 4%, their range to squeeze and under the gun open and a call is probably going to be pretty tight. Oh, I fucking love Reddit. I love Reddit. Arc Raiders is so good, bro. Y'all gotta get on this shit. If you ain't playing Arc Raiders, you're fucking missing out. It's the best online experience I've had in a long time. It's just so different and unique too. It's offered something completely different than Fortnite and Apex and Halo, Call of Duty, Battlefield ever could have offered. Friendship. You get to make friends along the way. And not through killing people, through not killing them. It's really crazy. All right. So what I need to do stand up. Get the blood flowing. This is also too why I do give myself the plus minutes for even when I'm playing hands like this. I kind of forgot to post sit out of this table in time, so we're playing an extra round. This still counts. This still counts for my minutes, man. This is my XP. I'm chilling right now. AK versus Deuce. Ugh. The grossest. What were we at? 45.09 to start. We might have actually come back and made a little bit in this session, only because that one table. But if we didn't make any money this session / lost, I would not be surprised either, because it was a pretty rough game. It was a pretty rough game. Hurry up, poker players. I am bored and exhausted. What number will get this hand over the quickest? We're gonna need to beef it up, bro. 7x. 7x open. The rare 7x open. Son of a fucking bitch, dude. This is the guy I knew I needed to get through, too. I was like, if I make it anything under 7, this guy's gonna snap call. So at the very least, if you're gonna play this hand, bro, you're gonna make it worth my while. We'll see bet against 2 players here. 8 high board. That's very disconnected. Really? You hit this shit? You hit this shit, huh? And you're like, yeah, that's me. 835. No fucking problem. Fine. Fine. If it gets me out of here quicker, then I will fold. Excuse me. Sorry. But this is behind the grind. Every hand counts. Every moment counts. We paid our blinds. These hands all have equity, and we are going to take that equity. Although, I guess in theory, with the antes, like, there is less equity. You know? Because, like, we still have to pay for every one of these hands that we're folding. But I still view each hand as a chance to get dealt something good and make some money, and we're not going to turn that we're not going to turn down that opportunity. But yeah, I guess that's really all I got. Overall, very happy with Club Dub this year. You know, like, this was a cool site. This was like the first time that I played poker online in America and grinded it since pre-Black Friday, since 2011, you know, since like March 2011, you know, because I wasn't really grinding like a ton like a couple weeks before Black Friday. I was like taking it easy. And yeah. Yeah. Anyway, back to reality. Club Dub's cool. I'm glad that we're still getting to play in California. It was very uncertain for a bit there. It's still uncertain going forward, but they did lay out their like new plan, and I'm pretty sure that, you know, one thing, like, it should be fine. Like, unless you like win a tournament or something that makes it really hard to like play through your one amount, I can't imagine. And even if you do win, like, just grind like for a few months, and you should be able to play through it in your 9 days every month. Should be able to. I don't see why not. Like, I've never had money that I wasn't able to cash out on this site. So we'll see how that works with the new non-redeemable days. All right, last hand, all done. Oh, actually, real quick, I just want to see. We're at 22 hands over. Nice, 60,022. We made $7. That's sick, bro. That's actually sick that we made any money at all today. Nice little 350 hourly. Play for, oh, sorry, we played for about 3 hours. No, we played 2.5. Nice little $2.70 an hour. But yeah, that is it for this episode. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Not gonna keep anymore because we were already here for a long time. I just wanted to like end the last table and show the BR and this and that. But we will probably come back and play a tournament tonight. This and that. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, thank you all. Love you all, and we'll see you next time in 2026. Bye bye.